Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Bailey.
And this is
Our Book Boyfriends. Switching it up.
Yeah. Today, we're taking a little bit of a different turn. We're talking about one book, and it's a novella. Mm-hmm. Same time next year by...
You guessed it.
Tessa Bailey.
Sorry. But she's releasing a fuck ton.
Yeah, she's releasing a lot of books.
Fucking throwing them out there.
Yeah, and we already had a lot that we had read of her that we really liked. Look.
And didn't like.
Listen.
We'll chill the fuck out soon.
We'll chill out soon.
But it's
Bear
not
with
this
us.
time or the next time. Whoopsie. So this one is a novella, so hope it'll be a shorter one.
Yeah.
And it was released fairly recently in November. Mm-hmm. So it is kind of like a New Year's themed romance. And it is over just a year, the span of a year, New Year's to New Year's. It is a marriage of convenience.
Yep.
And a sports, like hockey romance novella. Yeah. And so she did it with Amazon. So if you want to read it, it's only on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. And it's like 140 pages. I whipped it out in a day.
Yeah. Had I not needed to sleep, I would have finished it all in one setting.
Or been in school and like had the time to
Yeah. But
just sit down and read it.
It was a very enjoyable read, for sure.
Yeah.
This is also a book that you and I have no preconceived notions
God,
of
you're
the
right.
other's opinions.
That's
I have
right.
no idea what you thought about the book. You have no idea what I thought about the book. And
This is the first one we've read.
Yeah.
That's newer that we haven't talked about. She fucking tried to talk about it a few weeks ago when I went to visit you.
Listen.
You were like, I said...
I literally just wanted to tell her where I was in the book, like the percentage, and she jumped down my throat.
I was like, shut up! We can't talk about it!
Yeah. So this would be interesting for us.
I know. So it starts in a bar on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And our main character, Britta, is a bartender. Hate that name, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hate both of the names in this one.
Honestly.
Britta and Sumner.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never heard of a Sumner.
Me neither.
Or a Britta, other than Community, a TV show. But Britta is a bartender, and in this town, there's a really famous hockey team, and they come to this bar a lot because her half-brother is on the hockey team.
Yep.
So all the hockey boys, I'm assuming they played before this, I don't know. But they're all in this bar. The bar is really busy because it's New Year's, obviously, and Britta is just like running around like a chicken.
Yep.
And then this Sumner character on the hockey team, he is from Canada. And they bring it to her attention at this very busy moment of her workday that Sumner is being deported tomorrow.
Yep.
Because I don't fucking remember why, but
His visa's out or something.
I don't know why you can't fucking re-up it with hockey or however the fuck he got it originally. But anyway, I guess if he doesn't...
For the point of this plot line.
I know, I'm like, the fuck? But anyway, he's apparently being shipped back to Canada tomorrow if he doesn't fix his shit.
Yep.
And so they want Britta to marry him.
Yeah, and a story point blank, like within like
Literally,
4 pages.
Yeah, they're like, I mean,
it's a novella.
She had to, which I feel like that really did this story a hindrance.
Okay.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's so funny to me. They're just like, can you marry him? Like it's her little brother. And so it's just so funny. She's like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
so then she's like, I'll come back in a little bit and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Which they're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you'll think about it? Okay.
Yeah.
And so she pulls Sumner, just him, in the office. Because I think he didn't really say much at all.
No.
It was like the other players being like, can you marry him?
He's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so she's like, okay, like, what's going on? Let's talk about it. And they make some kind of arrangement of like, he's going to give her money.
Yeah. That was not his idea though.
Correct. It was her. Like, how much are you thinking? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Like the
Or was
little
it
brother
or
had
was
been
the
like,
brother?
he's going to pay you.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't remember.
He's going to pay you.
He was like, oh, fuck. Okay.
He's like, oh, how much do you need?
Yeah.
And she's
I
like,
was yeah, whatever you want. It was a fuck ton, like 50,000?
50,000, I think. He's like, I'll pay you $50,000 to marry me, help me get my green card.
She wants to become part owner of this bar.
Yeah.
And so that was what the money was for.
Yeah.
And so he gives it to her. And they get married.
They get married. And that's the end of the chapter. And then we get a 3-month time jump.
it is insane.
Yeah. So this book is broke down, I think, in 3-month increments.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So we're instantly in March.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So she
Book through me.
shows up at practice and she's like, hey, we need to go over like some questions.
They're being interviewed.
Because they're being interviewed. They have to like prove that this is real or whatever. And she's like, we need to like get to know each other. And he's like, well, right here. And she's like, yeah, like why not? And it's been apparent from the beginning of this book that Sumner does like dig her.
Yeah, like he has a crush on Britta. Everyone on the team knows it.
She knows it.
To the point, yeah, I guess it's true. She knows it. To the point where like none of the other players fuck with her anymore.
Yeah.
Because I guess before he came around, they would tease her. All of them would try to date her. Because, I mean, it's her brothers on the team and they all hang out there, right?
Yeah.
But apparently Sumner said something to them, though.
Yeah.
When he first got there.
He's like, all right, no more.
Done.
Yeah.
Mine.
She's mine.
Yeah, which is weird. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Men.
I know. So he's had a crush on her this whole time. And I mean, she has to have some sort of crush on him because the fuck, you don't just marry a stranger to save them like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we said, unfortunately, yours. Like, neither of them would have gone through with the marriage if there wasn't, like, a little bit of a something there.
Yeah.
And I think she even says, like, if it was anyone else but Sumner,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it.
I think she even says that to him. She's
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't do this for anyone else.
Correct.
But like,
But it's you, so it's fine.
but it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she has this preconceived from family trauma. Relationships like aren't her thing. She's like, I don't do relationships in general. No boyfriend, no dating, nothing. Like that's just not. I have too much on my plate. I don't believe in
Just
relationships.
commitment issues.
Huge commitment issues.
Because her dad, okay, so her brother, her dad and her mom and her were like a little family. I don't know what the fuck he did. I want to say truck driver.
I wanted to say truck driver too.
But I hate shitting on truck drivers, but it is what it is.
I think he really was.
So he had like a secret family.
Yeah.
Another wife.
Another kid.
Another kid. Left her and her mom and went and lived with them.
Yeah.
In the same fucking town, question mark? Or did the brother just happen to... I think the brother just happened to get on the hockey team in her town. So now she has a connection with this half-brother, which was her like dad's love child.
Yeah.
And doesn't talk to her dad at all. She doesn't go to the hockey games.
Because he's there.
Because her dad goes and supports the kid. Which sucks.
Yeah. It's actually amazing how much information she gave us in so little time.
I agree.
Like, it was 140 pages.
And I know this
like,
bitch's whole life.
whole life story. And we know Sumner's whole life story, too. Because Sumner is, like, down for marriage. His family is perfect. Like...
creepy.
Like, holiday card. Like, peppermint candy.
Don't get all Taylor Swift over there, motherfucker.
I have to.
So
Midnight rain.
Secrets.
No, none that came about.
Nothing that came out. They seem perfect.
That's the only thing I ever think when somebody has like a perfect family. I'm
Yeah.
like,
What you
so
hiding?
Yeah, what's in the closet?
None of us have a perfect family, so we're like, what the fuck?
What's in your closet? Yeah, that's
For
weird.
real. Apparently nothing.
From what we see.
Yeah, I mean, in the 140 pages, they seem great
Yeah.
because we see them. But so I did not like this part
Okay.
where he dreamed of his wedding. I was like, that ain't realistic, is it at all? You think that's realistic?
That a man dreams of their wedding?
He had it like planned, I don't know. The way he talked about it was just strange to me.
The wedding or the marriage?
The wedding.
Oh, I guess I just don't remember that part. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's not realistic.
Yeah, I'm like,
In my brain, I mean, just in the men that I have in my life, the boys that I encounter, like, no.
yeah,
I just don't see that being something that they think about.
exactly. And that was a strange. I was like, oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
a strange attribute to have, Sumner.
Yeah.
Not strange, but different. Yeah, he's very all for marriage, all for kids, because he grew up, his parents been married for fucking ever and still love each other. So
Yeah.
good for you, Sumner.
Yeah, he talks about this cute little wall in his family's office or something.
His dad's office.
His dad's office, where they go to the same, is it a beach?
I think it's where they met.
I think it's where they met. Yeah, so the same location where they met
His
every
parents,
single
yeah.
year. And the dad takes a picture of his mom in the same exact spot, and he frames all of them. So from every year that they have been together, there is a chronological wall of pictures that are the same. And it's like Sumner just sees that as like the idea of love. Perfect love. So he totally believes in marriage. He's like, my family has it perfect. But she's like, no.
Let me tell you this shit.
Let me tell you all this. And
Which I think it took her a while to say anything, but.
And when she does, he acknowledges her in saying, like, you are so strong. Like, to keep a relationship with your little brother.
Fuck, yeah.
Like, and to support him and love him in the way that you do. Like, you are so strong. And
She doesn't see it that way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 And then she stays at the bar that her mom worked at her whole life to, like, make ends meet, to support her and her mom, obviously. And so she grew up in this bar, and now she works in this bar, and then she wants to own this bar. Like, I feel like it's become a shield for her, like a comfort zone, kind of like.
Oh, and I resonate with that. Like, so heavy. I mean, not like in the traumatic way that she does. Like, that bar saved her life.
Yeah.
But I've been working the same job for 10 years.
Yeah.
For this, I mean, very similar reasons. It's safe, and it's what I know. I know I'm good at it, you know? So, like,
I feel like she feels like she owes that bar something.
yeah, it saved her life. It saved
Yeah.
her and her mother's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she is going to fucking work there forever, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's like her back story. And then his cute little family.
Yeah.
I think, and so they go to the interview.
Oh, yeah.
So they do the questions. They go to the
My
interview.
God. Yeah.
Don't they like kiss outside of it? I can't remember what
Yeah,
they
they
did.
kiss outside of
Was
the
that the first
interview.
one?
I think it was the first one.
Because still at this point, she's like, we're not
Yeah,
doing anything
she's like-
else. We're tricking them. Like, here's
Yeah.
what it is. We're going to go. Your mail's going to come to my house. They still stay in different places. Like, and we're going to do this for a year, and then we're going to divorce, and we're going to be fine.
Yeah. They called it an expiration ship.
Yes. That's funny. Yes,
Yeah.
they did. Because I think he needed. I don't think he's in the NHL at this point. I don't know what kind of hockey league he's in, but he's trying to get into the NHL. That was the thing. So if he went back to Canada and got on a team, or I think they said all the spots are filled because,
Canada.
let's be honest, if you play in Canada, you're probably have a better fucking chance of getting in the NHL than here. No? Canada is just so known for hockey. I would just assume there's a lot more teams there than there are here.
I don't know that specifically, but NHL teams, there's way more U.S. teams than Canada teams. There's only...
Well, he was trying to make it into the NHL.
I thought that's what you were saying, though.
I think
that-
it was that he just didn't have access to a team that could support him in the same way as this team has supported him.
So he was on this team in whatever minor league he was in, and his goal is to go to NHL, and he felt if he left this team, he'd be starting from zero, and I would
Yeah.
have less of a chance to get to the NHL, or like some of the higher teams in Canada either didn't have a spot for him, and there was just like no place for him to go, so if he didn't stay here, he was kind of fucked, and like he felt like he wouldn't get to the NHL, which is kind of why he stayed. And so, you know, they do the interview. I think they kiss outside of it.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know
definitely
why I
kiss
think that.
outside. No, because they do. They
Yeah.
kiss outside, and I can't remember like what brings it up. But I mean, they are digging on each other. Like she has to constantly remind herself that like if she allows herself to have any sort of relationship with him, she knows that's it for him. She doesn't want to break his heart. You know, she's like, I know this isn't what he wants, and so she wants him, and it's obvious that he wants her, but she's the one holding back. He's not.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was like a conversation that was had or something, but somehow they're making out in the parking lot. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like holding her. And then a guy, like a car door is what like breaks them out of there. And it's a guy with like a briefcase. He's like,
Yeah, and he's
into the
walking in,
office
and he
stuff.
goes inside, and they're like, shit, let's go into our interview, right?
Like, oh my gosh, yeah. We gotta go into our interview.
And it's that guy that's doing their interview. And he literally says, like, you're good.
I know what real love looks like or something like
Yeah,
that.
when I see it, I've been doing this a long time. Like, you guys are good. You can go.
Yeah. And I was like,
I know, I loved it. It was cute.
so cute.
And then I think right after this is when he does go to Canada. So I think this is like 6 months.
Yeah.
He goes to Canada.
Does like a training camp.
Yeah, it's like a camp, and he wants to see his family. Mm-hmm. So he's there for a while.
Like 3 weeks, I want to say.
A
Maybe
long
longer.
I think it was a long ass fucking time. I don't remember how long it was, but then she was like, shit,
I miss him.
I miss him.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure they talked while he was gone and stuff like that. But he tells his family
All
about his little
her.
fiance, Britta. And then he comes back, and I'm sure they freaking do it. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. So it's like a night of a concert. She's supposed to go out with her friends.
Oh, shit, you're right.
She has like 2 friends. They're supposed to go out to a concert. They have kids, and they both cancel last minute. And Sumner ends up on her doorstep, and he's like, I came straight to you, you know? Like, and she's like, oh, well, yeah, like, just come on in. She's like trying not to let it show that she's like really upset about this concert thing. Mm-hmm. Anyways, it comes up in conversation, and he's like, oh, no, like, let me take you. Like, let's go. And she's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, well, let's go, you know? And they go to this concert. And this is when things get spicy. Like, I remember being like, oh my God, they're in public. Like, public.
Yeah. There's people right next to him.
Like, there's people right next to him.
I mean, we've seen some shit at a concert.
Oh, yeah. So have I.
People get drunk enough, they don't give a shit.
Yeah. So, like, but I'm pretty sure
don't think
he was sober.
He was. Oh, my. He was. You know why? Let me, hang on. I fucking highlighted that. You can keep talking.
Receipts. Well, she has like 1 drink, I think. I literally think it's like 1 drink. They get there during the opening act, and they're just like having a grand old time. And I think he like puts his arms like around her, like they're standing, and he's like behind her. And just the way that he talks to her, he like, oh, for one, he fucking calls her sweetheart.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Do you like that or not?
I love that.
Because I saw a 1-star review that shit on the book because of that.
Because of sweetheart?
Correct.
Okay, listen, because it's like an old man thing. Like old,
Oh, fuck,
it's like
you're right.
An old man will call you sweetheart, and you're like, ew, cringe. But like, sorry.
This is a little different.
This is a little different. The context is so different. He's calling her sweetheart, like, in a cute way, not like in a, oh, bless your heart kind of way. Mm-hmm. No, I love it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
found what I was thinking. So he doesn't drink at the concert or whatever. When she asks him, like, why are you not drinking? And he was like, I'm driving my wife. I was like, wow, it's so cute.
Oh my God. I know he'll call her wife.
A lot, yeah.
He's like wife, like literally to her, and he'll be like, oh yeah, my wife, like about her, and I'm like, stop, it's so fucking cute.
Yeah, he does call her sweetheart a lot.
Oh, I love it.
I think one of my favorite things was like around his birthday. Mm-hmm. And she's meeting the family.
Yeah.
And so they're all super excited to see her. They're very like, I don't think they know it's fake. He probably doesn't relay it that way because, you know, he actually
maybe needs them to like believe
and he
it.
feels like he actually likes the woman.
Yeah. He's
You know
like,
what I
this
mean?
woman saved my life. She married me.
It's my wife.
Yeah.
But so for his birthday, she makes him broccoli cheddar soup, which sounds fucking weird. But he had mentioned, when they were doing the questions, she was like, well, what's your favorite food or whatever.
Yeah.
And he said like broccoli cheddar soup. I don't think he said anything.
At that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, that's just my favorite thing. And so for his birthday, she made him broccoli cheddar soup and she like whipped it out. Well, the family
Well, family's like,
forced it.
what'd you bring?
Yeah, what's in the back there?
What is that?
And she's like, oh, nothing. And they like literally like opened her car door and like got it out. Like they were like, what is
Totally
it?
invasive.
They're
like, yeah, they're really,
very tight knit group them. And so they realized there's broccoli cheddar soup and they all just kind of like be silent and they just like stand still. And he was like, you made me, what do you say?
You made me soup, sweetheart?
Yeah. See, you highlighted that. Yeah. So he was like, you made me soup? And she was like, yeah, I think you said it was your favorite or something. Well, it turns out his grandma used to make him that soup every year for his birthday, but she passed away and they hadn't had it since.
Yeah.
And so they were all like taken aback. And
Yeah.
she was like, oh, it's probably not that good. And like, now I feel weird.
Yeah.
But
Like,
here
I'm
we
now,
go.
like,
And they like
held to
put the
grandma.
soup on the trunk of the car and get spoons. And they're like, let's fucking try
Yeah,
it.
one of the husbands. We don't even get names for the husbands.
No, they're in.
She's literally just one of the husbands goes and gets a handful of spoons and he's like, I got them. Like,
Yeah, let's try it.
Let's try
Out.
it.
And she's like, okay.
She's like,
And
no,
so-
really,
yeah,
no.
it's
And he
fine.
takes a bite and he's like,
Love it.
This is the best damn soup I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. He was like,
Grandma.
it's different than my grandma's, but like,
But good.
you made it kind of thing. Yeah, it was cute.
It was cute.
And so I think he has 3 sisters.
I think, yes.
They're all sisters. So he has a bunch of sisters, and then he's the only boy and the youngest, I think. And so that's what I mean by the husbands. It's his sister's husbands. So, and they're all sweet from the very little bit we get from them.
They're all very sweet.
It's so weird to me.
Yeah, I was
Their little
just.
family dynamic.
Oh yeah, it is. I was just reminded of a moment that he had where she's kind of freaking out about like his feelings, because he's throughout the entire book he's kind of evident about his feelings. He's like, oh yeah, no, like no, I'm down bad, you know, like you know what this is.
Yeah.
And she's like freaking out about something, and he was like, what is it that my dad said? Oh, yeah. He's like, what is it that my dad said to my mom?
That one time my mom was freaking out, what my dad said to her.
Yeah, and he says, my God, take notes. Like, everybody fucking take notes.
Men, perk your ears up.
Oh my God, can you please try and piece together what you're feeling and communicate it to me? What? That fucking blew my mind. Because something so simple as, like, can you please try to piece it together? Because, like, I know me, like, when I'm going fucking crazy in my head, there's 17 things going on, and I can't make a sentence. I can't. I definitely can't communicate it to you. But the way that he's like, Center, can you try? And she does.
And then he goes, holy fuck, my father is a genius.
Yeah.
That part killed me.
Because she's like opening up in a productive way. Like not just like in the conversation that they're having in that moment, but also like just letting some of herself show, which she's been so fucking reluctant to do. Holy fuck, my father is a genius. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's great.
Yeah, that part cracked me up.
Yeah. Something else about like his grandma is that she was basically like his biggest fan. Like she went to all the games. And she like wore
that
a
hat.
funny hat.
The hunter, like like you think of that plaid like hat with the fuzzies that cover your ear.
Yeah, she always had one of those because it was like easy to spot her. And
Yeah.
he would always look for her like in the stands or whatever. So the soup was just like he missed his grandma also, but like she's kind of almost fulfilling a role, like a hole in the family.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. With the soup. That poor girl, she's stuck making that fucking soup for the rest of her life now.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't know what door she was opening, did she?
And she better remember that recipe down pat.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot.
Yep, that's your job now.
Yep.
Every year, you better be making that soup.
Literally.
So at the very, I don't remember why they kind of, oh shit. So it's right before, I want to say like one of their last, I don't know. The family's in town.
It's like his last game or something.
She's there. There's a game that night, and they ask like, "Oh, are you gonna be at the game?" She's like, "No."
Yeah.
I think that's all she says. Because
No.
I think he was like, "You don't have to explain yourself." You know what I mean? Like that's your own
And he
family
said that
stuff.
in front of them. He was like, "No, game nights are really busy at the bar." He saves her.
Oh, yeah,
Says
yeah.
she has to be at the bar. Game nights are really busy at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it's very close.
Yeah, and I'm
Like,
sure that
they're
wasn't
like
a lie.
right there, for sure.
Yeah.
And at sometime during this like family gathering, I think it's like the next morning, he gets a call, and he gets offered a position in the NHL in California. I don't fucking remember where.
Somewhere other than where they are.
Yeah, somewhere else. And so that she just kind of like shuts down after that, and I think she just fucking bounces, doesn't she?
Yeah. I think she does bounce.
She's just like,
She's like, okay, I gotta go.
Bye.
And he's like, no, let's not do that. And she's like, no, I gotta go. I think she doesn't even get in her car. I think she just like fucking runs. Like
pulls a
Pretty
freaking
sure I
girl
remember
from
that.
Love Theoretically, where she just sprints away. Yeah.
yeah.
So she just fucking leaves, and I'm assuming she goes to the bar. I don't know. She's at the bar, and it's before the game still, and her brother comes to talk to her. Don't remember his name. Sorry, friends. And he's just like, look, I know this was like a fake marriage, but like you both really do have feelings for each other, and I know he got sent, like he's getting sent away. Like I think you should go. He's like, you've been in this bar your whole life. You're stuck here. Cause they don't talk about anything real. them
No.
two. They never do because they're family shit. So they just don't talk about real shit. And I think he said that. Like, I know we never get deep, but I'm like, I'm going to do some tough love right now.
Yeah.
Because you need it. And you need to leave this bar.
It's
And
holding you back.
Yeah, you've been in this bar your whole life. You won't leave. You need to go. Like, I don't even care if you go with him, but you need to go.
Yeah.
I think you should go with him, but you need to do something else with your life. And I guess, and then he like gives her a present,
Yeah.
and it's Sumner's jersey. No,
It's the new
the
team.
new team jersey.
Yeah.
That's right. Once again, I don't know what it is.
Excuse me.
So she, gets her shit together, I guess, and decides to go to the game, even though her dad's there. And
Literally like 3 seats down from her.
very close to her because
Yeah.
there's like a family section.
Yeah.
And so they're both in the family section because they're both family. But she sits next to Sumner's family.
Yeah.
And she's wearing the new jersey. And she's wearing one of the hats
Yeah.
that the grandma used to wear.
Yep.
And I don't think he really like wants to play the game. He's like not in his head like when they're walking out. I don't remember what he's doing, but he's just like kind of sulking. And then the brother like taps him and was like, hey, like look over there.
Look over there.
Yeah. And then he sees Britta in the jersey, whatever. And then like even comments on her being next to her dad. And then he just like runs over there and he's like, somebody unlock this right now.
Yeah.
Open this fucking barricade.
And they like meet.
Yeah. It's
And they have a
cute.
big old grand kiss. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the end of that chapter.
Probably.
Yeah.
I just thought it was cute. He's like, open this, unlock it.
Yeah.
Somebody fucking come here.
So the reason why he was sulking was because they had sex before. And he got a little too into his emotions. And during sex had said, like, I love you.
Yeah.
And she was like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No. Too far.
Nope. You know, like, this isn't the arrangement. I just,
Yeah.
you know, like, we have an expiration ship. This isn't, you know, now you're going over, you're moving, you're doing this, you know, like, my life is here, blah, 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 blah. So he had wholly thought that they weren't going to end up together. Like,
Yeah.
the expiration ship was going to
And I
expire.
feel like anytime they had sex, he
Yeah.
said some shit.
Yeah, he just let his emotions get the best of him. He was a very verbal. Yeah, and speaking of the sex,
Yeah, we haven't talked about it.
I know, I feel like this book, I don't know, I felt like it was one of her dirtier books.
Yeah.
Like, I think it may be the dirtiest, in my opinion, of the books.
I
We
was-
only get, like, 2 scenes, but they're both, like, whoa.
Yeah, I remember thinking, like, it's a lot in here for
There's
how
a
short it
lot.
is.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that. But, I mean, obviously there's more because we've been talking about everything but.
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't realize how much other was in there. But I remember when I finished it, I'm like, that was a lot of, I guess, sexy time for how short the book is.
Yeah.
But I guess it is only a few. I mean, they do other stuff too sometimes, but.
Yeah.
Did they have sex after the concert? Or was the concert its own thing?
No, I mean, they were getting, like, dirty, and she
know,
was,
they were
like,
getting
lap
weird.
dancing. They left before the concert was even over.
Did they go home and have sex?
I think that was the first time they had
Okay.
sex. And that's when he said, like, for the first time, like, I love you. And then I think he instantly drew back. He was like, look,
I think he left.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. And then he left.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Then she was pissed
yeah.
that he left. Because there was another thing, like, he was like, I'm not just going to have sex with you, kind of like we've talked about with a bunch of other books. He was like, I want there to be a little bit more. Like, I'm not just going to have sex with you, kind of thing. So, I don't remember what was said on her part for them to actually have sex, or if he just said, fuck it.
No, he did.
I remember one of the times he just said, fuck
He was
it.
like, all right, never mind. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Fucking no strings attached. Let's go.
Yeah, and then he says, I love you.
It was like, buddy,
Oopsie.
those strings are
Attached, nice and good.
taut
Yes,
as
taut.
fuck.
Yes, that was really funny. Not to her, probably.
Nope.
I think I liked another thing where he like shared his location with her. Mm-hmm. Right?
He's like, you don't have to worry about me. Here I am.
Yeah. He said, "Here's my location."
Yeah.
That's cute. Because, you know, she has her commitment issues. Like, he's going to go fuck around. And so I think that was his way of being like, if that's what you're worried about, here you go.
Yeah.
Like, you don't got to worry about it, you know?
gosh. Yeah, the sexy scenes are explicit.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you just fucking reading one?
I mean, I wanted to bring it up because I was wondering if it's just like I've been at work, I'm in bed and I'm reading a book before bed, and I'm wondering if like maybe just in like my half asleepness, it just felt like, whoa, this is a lot. But like in retrospect, if it really was like compared to these, because these were really graphic and sexy.
Yeah.
You know? But no, I think these really were. I think this was like top smut. Like, of
No, I do remember thinking it. I can't tell you like examples, but I just remember thinking like, whoa.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that.
I mean, it's just like so abrupt. Like it starts, it's like we didn't even get in the apartment. I'm hiking her skirt up. I was like, oh, okay.
I feel like it's just because it's short. There was less build up than we're used to.
Whatever. This is 9 months in.
I understand, but we didn't get it a lot of it.
You're right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like to me, it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like I'm surprised that it took this long, like in their timeline, but like in our experience of the timeline, yeah, you're right. It was like very like, like.
Yeah, because I guess it happened one summer's 3-month time span. This is a year.
Yeah.
But like just because there was less in between, like for us to actually read and digest, it felt like a lot to me.
Yeah.
Even though I guess you're right, it really fucking wasn't.
I mean,
Because the concert, that was 9 months?
no, that was like
Probably 6?
6 months or so, and then they didn't do anything until like the 9 month after he got the NHL call.
It was after that?
This scene that I'm thinking of was after the NHL call.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
Because I do remember they were at the family get together and they went back to her house to get
get a
stuff to stay the
toothbrush.
night.
Yeah.
And then they had sex and then I think they came back, went to sleep, and the next morning he got
You're
the
right.
call.
You're right.
So it was right after.
Yeah. But that was the 9 month mark. That's around 9 month. Uh huh.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then
She
it
goes
hit
to
the
the
fan.
game.
And they're all good and they go to the game.
Yeah.
Right?
And then it does another time jump
To the New Year's.
to New Year's. It'd been the end of
This is the epilogue, technically, right?
I
I
think
think it literally is labeled that.
the epilogue.
I think there's also
Yeah.
both.
New Year's Eve is the epilogue. Mhm.
This also has dual POV.
Yeah. And this is first person.
Yeah, I was like, right there it says it's first person.
Weird.
Yeah. I don't know now that we're actually somewhat paying attention to it. But it is New Year's Eve the next year.
Third person.
They're in whatever fucking town they're in that I can't remember.
Yeah, me neither.
He's been playing on the team.
Yeah.
They're at a big party. I'm assuming they just played a game. I don't know. But they're at a party with all the players, whatever. And they go out on this balcony and he proposes,
Yeah.
even though they're already married. But
Yeah.
right?
He's like, I want to do it right this time.
Yeah, and like because he said this is the end of our
Expiration ship.
expiration ship, and then he proposes to her for realsies.
Yeah, with the fireworks going off, like the New Year's Eve
Yeah.
fireworks and everything. Yep. And then the last thing that we hear from him, he says, I would walk through fire to marry you. No, I guess she says that.
She said that?
Yeah.
That surprises me.
I know. Yeah.
No way she says that.
She literally does. She says, you've got me for life too, Sumner. She says, looking up at me with shining eyes. The ones I'll see in my children's faces one day, the ones I'll fall asleep thinking about every night until the end of time. I would walk through fire to marry you. She hiccups against my mouth, sending my heart into a tailspin. I love you. When I originally read that, I thought he said that.
Me too, because I literally put in a highlight.
That would never happen.
Yeah. I was like, a man wouldn't say that.
A man wouldn't say that. Well,
Well, shit, no, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
Well,
She did though.
yeah, it still surprises me. But, yeah, that was the end of that one.
Yeah, super short, super sweet. So you mentioned at the beginning of this, you said that it did not do this story justice. Do you think this could have been a full book?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I think this was perfect.
Really?
Really, the way that it was. I didn't feel
I wanted so much more.
unsatisfied at the end of it. Really?
I felt really unsatisfied with her and her brother's relationship.
Okay, that's fair.
I wanted a lot more from them. Mm-hmm. A lot more.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was somewhat mentioned in the beginning, and then not really mentioned again until the end when he's like, get your shit together. So I wanted a lot more of the brother, because obviously they acted like they were really close,
Yeah.
but we didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
And so I wanted more of that. And I mean, where the fuck did he go? You know, is he still playing on that same hockey team?
Yeah.
I need to know where he at.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I think the time jumps were just really abrupt to me.
There is more to this story.
I saw that.
Yeah. So, like,
Barely, but yeah.
yeah, just like in her newsletter, which I haven't read that.
Me neither. But I did see that.
Yeah.
And I think she is mentioned even, like, on, like, her Instagram. Tessa Bailey was like, she found it really hard even to make it short. Mm-hmm. Because she says she liked the characters.
I think I liked the characters. I think I like Sumner a lot. I think just because he's, like, emotionally intelligent. And he doesn't give up on her after a year. I mean, because he's been crushing on her. Then he's married to her for, like, you know, so long before she finally relents into her feelings.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's fucking patience, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not having relations with anyone else. Like, that's pretty admirable, I think.
Yeah.
So I liked him as a character a lot. I don't know if I really liked Britta.
Really? I feel like
Yeah.
she's more relatable than fucking Piper.
Yeah, she's definitely, like, you know, an everyday girl. That's for sure. And she's got, like, everyday girl trauma.
And way more relatable than Hannah.
Yeah. More relatable. And, yeah.
Honestly, any of the other female main characters in Tessa Bailey. Because they're all, except Hallie, but Hallie's fucking nuts on SpaghettiO. All the other female characters are all rich. That I've read. Mm-hmm. And that we've talked about. Mm-hmm. Except her.
Yeah. She is more relatable. Maybe that's why I didn't like her as much. Is like, I like, listen, when I read, I'm an escapism. Like, I read, you know.
Like, I don't want to
relate to a character
Yeah,
and be
I
like
guess.
faced with my inner demons. Thanks, but no. Like, I don't want that.
Like, I don't want to see this man's perfect fucking family.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Sumner.
My God. You know, like, I want something completely out of reach. This is why I read fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Because I don't... Yeah.
escapism.
Sometimes that shit's sad. Like, damn, I ain't gonna fucking run into a fucking fairy king? Upsetting. You know? It fucking hurts.
I just spittled.
I'm not gonna be trolling the woods hunting for werewolves and find a fairy king. That's upsetting.
That you're upset by that?
Yes.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, there's like a part of me that's like, you know, that video, that trend, it's like, let me in.
Yeah, like... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It could be cool to live in a world sometimes, even though a lot of fantasy is just fucking war.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be cool.
Yeah. The only one that
No,
we
I guess
read,
there's
the only
war
one
here.
that I read this year that wasn't involved in war was Legends and Lattes. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even finish it. So, obviously, I need catastrophe.
Yeah, I didn't like that book either.
And, well, do you have any last final words for same time next year? Oh, would you rate it?
3. Would you rate it?
I think a 3. It's the lowest rating for a Tessa Bailey book. That
And I
have.
really think that's because it was short.
I had a good time. I did not feel unsatisfied, but I also, like, even in the time that I read it a week ago and now, I've forgotten a lot of it. It didn't stick with me in the same way. Maybe if
I
it was a
agree.
book, it would have.
That was my thought.
But I also read this when I was fucking exhausted. So that, I mean, I'm always exhausted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I read this when I was exhausted. So,
And I read it in one sitting, so I was just like, oh, we're done? Okay,
Yeah.
it's done. Like, I just felt very...
Yeah, I feel like sometimes leaving a book and then coming back is, like, better for, like, processing information.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I read this in 2 settings. But I
Yeah.
still, like, yeah, I liked it. It was a good time. But
Not my fave.
not my fave.
Has a 3.75 overall.
I feel like that's a really good score.
Yeah. Makes sense. I feel like that is definitely what it deserved.
Yeah.
There were some funny... This one says this story is just an excuse for the smut.
Well, I mean, she was being called to do sports romance. Like, her fans were like, Tessa, sports romance,
Please.
sports romance. And I think the story where she posted she was like at a hockey game, she like went through the plot in her head and then wrote the novella. Like, I'm pretty sure I witnessed the story where she was talking about writing this novella. So like it was just a fun little blip for her and like her, you know, writing
Career.
Yeah. So maybe, but also.
Oh, shit. Okay. So I found a 1-star thing. And it says, the male main character did not even sound like a real man. Like, if a man ever thought about beating off to his wedding day like that, I would be creeped out. I think that is what he did. And I also was like, what? Like, you got, like, turned on thinking about it. That's fucking kind of weird.
I know. I think
Joe's like,
I think
Browning.
I would like to think that men are as excited for their wedding day as women are. Joe? He's so cautious.
I played the 5th. He's so cautious. It's not something you fucking dream about.
Do you think about your wedding day? Yes or no?
Any plans?
Well,
Anything happen to you? Like, that'd be cool.
I think a little bit, but not like, you know, I don't want to sound sexist in this way, but you hear a lot of females have like Pinterest pages of like their wedding already planned.
Yeah.
Well before they even have somebody that they're trying to get married to.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that I'm like, that's
This
going to be at
has
my
to-
wedding.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, I guess I think about it.
Like what?
Just that it'll happen.
That it'll happen one day.
Yeah.
That's about
But
the
not
extent.
details.
I don't get turned on by it. I honestly get a little stressed by it.
I get turned right off.
Thank you for your
Thinking
candor.
about it is a little stressful.
Because the money,
Money and then like
being the center of attention with that many people around.
I'm not a center of attention person, and Bailey isn't either. And a whole day that we're the center of attention sounds pretty terrible.
God awful.
Sounds exhausting for y'all. You guys are gonna end up just eloping.
100% probably.
Like,
It's stressful.
Yeah, I don't know. I also don't really like the idea of eloping because there is a part of me that's like,
not want to party.
yeah, I want to party,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't know.
You said I want to party.
But I don't get turned on
But
by
you're not
it.
going to go party. I guess you could get drunk, but...
No, you don't want to be that guy.
Exactly. So what kind of partying you going to do?
Yeah.
I want the presents.
That's nice. That's nice.
Hit me up with some presents. We'll have
Wedding
a...
presents are the best because they're all functional things.
Yeah,
that
it's
you
like
want.
actually good stuff. Yeah.
So that was one of the 1-star comments that made me laugh.
Yeah.
But then again, for that character, we like our lives. We have like not like great family lives to role model.
You're right.
He apparently has like this, you know,
Top tier
family. Maybe that's something he fantasizes about. So that would make more sense that he would fantasize about his wedding day.
I mean, I guess I don't know if Aaron, I doubt he like thinks about his wedding day, but I know that he has things that he knows that he wants and that he doesn't want, like on his wedding day. That's all that I know, the extent of that. Because
Music is a big one for me, I guess.
What?
The
Music.
music selection.
I want an open bar.
I would like one.
They're just
Well, there has to be alcohol in some aspect
yeah.
because weddings with alcohol are just boring. Let's be honest. No one wants to go. What?
Do you want to do our reading wrap up?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Hey, wait.
I'm dead.
Do you remember all the books that you read this year?
No, I don't remember all of them. What the fuck?
help you remember.
I'm scared.
Don't
Oh my God.
Don't look too closely because some of them are fucked. But here is a collection of all the books you read this
How do
year.
you remember? Oh, did you go through my Goodreads?
Yeah.
How did you make these cute little books?
A lot of
Little
fucking
styrofoam?
work.
I gotta keep it up for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We got a little time left. Oh, there's a little fourth wing. It's so cute.
I don't
Didn't
think
like that guy.
I don't.
Those are cute.
Happy
Michaela,
birthday. That's your
pick
late
it out.
birthday.
let's pick them out. This one? No, I'm just kidding. Didn't like that one. That's so cute. Put it on my bookshelf. I'll have to label the year.
Yeah.
23.
Yes.
Thank you. I was like,
It's got to be 24.
Oh my god. That's sickening.
sickening. Would you date Sumner or a full-time athlete like that?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Would you date Sumner?
I don't know. Sumner, probably. I think the perfect family thing would be strange a little bit, but
Yeah.
might be nice.
A full-time athlete?
I feel like the moving around would suck.
Yeah.
And depending on how famous he gets, that could suck.
Yeah. Nah, I could do it.
You know? Mm-hmm. You said, nah, I could do it.
I could do it. I'd be chill.
I don't know how I would feel about moving around. I mean, I don't know how often they move around, TBH.
Yeah.
But I mean, in this one
When
year
you sign with like
instance, he moved me once.
a team, is there like a 1-year contract? Is it like
It depends on the sport, and it depends on how good you are.
okay?
And
Sometimes
then they get traded and stuff like that.
So I don't know the exacts, but sometimes like if you're good and the team really wants you, they'll sign a multi-year deal. You'll get a crap ton of money. If you're like playing the minors, you played the minors forever, but they need somebody, like they might just sign a couple game deal
Oh, okay.
and see how it goes.
Well, according to this book, he was great, so
Wow.
obviously.
Yeah.
It's a book.
So I mean, it just depends.
Yeah. Okay. I
But
don't know.
at the end of that contract, they could just trade you if
Yeah.
they wanted, or so there's always the possibility of moving.
I did really like Sumner, but he had some weird sex fetishes.
Are you talking about the finger?
I don't even remember that, but it sounds weird immediately.
No, like there was a full-on paragraph about like his finger in her booty hole. So.
Oh shit! I don't remember that, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like
and like her boobs, he would like
slap.
Oh wait, you told me about
I
this.
was like, he would just like slap them.
I think you asked me. I was like, "Is this a thing?" I was like,
I was like, what the fuck?
I imagine you being like,
I just remember I was like, this shit just happened in this book I'm reading, and I'm confused by it.
yeah, he like brought it up, right? He was like, I want to, and she was like, go for it.
Yeah. That was something like a 1-star review had brought up.
Oh,
But
what
so
is
I had it
up with
written
all
down.
the fetishes, man?
apparently Tessa Daly just looks up porn and it's just
100%. I mean, like how else?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? How else do they do this?
I mean, part of her has to be a part of the book, so some of it's probably
Her
but
real life experience, her fetishes, who knows?
Yeah.
But that part, I was like, what?
I forgot about that. That's probably another reason why I just remember it being like extra dirty. Just like literally smacking her.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Oh shit. Okay, we'll do our 2023 reading. So this will be our last video of the year. This is not our end of the year.
Oh yeah.
We record these in advance.
Yeah.
It
So
is
there's still
currently
room.
November 19th for us. So we have about a month plus. Just so you know. There might be, this is just like our so far. How many books have you read, first of all?
I don't have access to my Goodreads.
The fuck?
I know. It's on my cellular device. So, how many books did I read?
Okay, hang on. You said, so how many books did I read? I've read 67,
And your goal is?
75.
Ooh, you're so close. No, you're so close.
Caitlin.
Hi, that's me. What?
Kate.
I've had a really rough couple months.
You've read 71 of 75.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Have I really? Yeah. Oh my god! I'm almost
You're
to my
so
goal.
close.
Oh, sweet.
It says 71. And your last
Thank
one you read was
you.
this same time next year. This is the last thing you've read.
And I'm currently reading like 5 books.
I'm in the middle of quite a few.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the book I'm reading right now, I'm in love with it.
Oh shit. Okay. Future
episode.
Okay, so what's your favorite book you've read this year? Number 1. I hate choosing these, but I did it.
Let me see my Goodreads. I know. I need to buy a camera
Camera.
for this thing.
Okay, mine.
Okay, go ahead.
So while Kate's looking for her favorite,
Oh, wow. I had a really good reading year, didn't I?
my favorite book of the year, I think, is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. You had to know I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I really like that book. We'll talk about it at some point. I can't really say too much about it, but it is a book that is actually a love triangle, and it is a very emotional book. I cried so much reading that book, so that's why I gave it 5 stars. And I just think about it a lot. I've forced a lot of people to read it. My mother, somebody at work, a few people at work, and I've been trying to force Caitlin to read it.
Yep, I have her copy on my bedside table.
Has she read it? No.
I'm a full-time student, thank you.
Thank her.
But you read 75 books.
70, yeah.
Read more than me.
Just saying. I would say
Just saying.
over 50% of those are audiobooks.
Yeah.
Do they count? Questionable.
Yes. Oh. I think they count.
I mean, I think they count too, but like
You
when
do
it
a lot of
comes-
driving.
I do a lot of driving,
And so you listen.
so I listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'm able to manage it. But in the last few times I've drove with Aaron. So like I don't listen to books with Aaron in the car.
Yeah, I
'cause
feel like
we
you slow
talk.
down a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aaron, stay home next time. I'm just kidding.
My favorite read is I had to pick one.
Yeah, bitch.
That's really hard.
Yeah, you made me pick one. You
I
said
think-
a favorite, and I was like, well, shit.
I think Every Summer After was my favorite of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah. It like I listened to the audiobook first and I knew almost 15% of the way through the book. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a favorite of mine."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I want to buy this book. I want to have this book." And as soon as I finished it, I texted so many people. I was like, "You need to fucking read this book. Like it's so good." I thought about it for days after. I still think about it. We're going to talk about it on the podcast at some point in time.
I would
But
say in like a month from now, I think.
yeah, but no, favorite. I think that is my favorite read.
Have you reread
second?
it?
Not yet.
Obviously you will.
I will.
But I didn't know if you've reread it since. Now that you have a physical copy.
Yeah. Thanks to Bailey. I have a lot of physical copies thanks to Bailey.
So that's your favorite. So let's see, my least favorite. I have it on a notebook there. I think I did The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams.
Really? That was your least favorite? Wow.
Yeah, that's what I wrote, right? Oh. Yes, that was my least favorite. I tried to stick to romance too because,
Oh,
I mean,
I didn't do that.
I didn't do that with my DNF, but yeah, I did The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. It's also like a sports romance.
Yeah.
They're best friends. He gets into the NFL. Too many letters. I was like, NFL? That's right. Yes. Okay. So he gets into the NFL. They're in love with each other. And I think that book was just it was like a slow burn, which I don't hate, but I don't always hate it.
Okay.
But I think I am more of a fan of like a slow burn in fantasy. Like fantasy romance because other shit is happening.
Gotcha.
This book was strictly a romance between these two. Mm-hmm. I think I
Yep.
I don't remember, but I
mean,
think
you
it was
have-
like 90% of the way in or some shit.
Hated it.
Like 90? They kissed. I was irate. Because like it just took forever for anything to happen. And it was dual POV. So I knew they both liked each other. And it was more frustrating than anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
It was also pretty long
idiots.
too, wasn't it?
I don't fucking know. Probably a normal
Just a normal-
contemporary fiction length, but
okay.
here it fucking is. In my little
Killing me.
in my little jar. But yeah, that book, I hated it. I've read 2 other Sarah Adams since then, and I've really liked them.
Yeah.
So I think it was just that one. I think they're coming out with the second one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but probably won't read it because I hated the cheat sheet so much. And like it ended with them. Are you gonna read it?
No.
Okay. I think it ended with him like getting married.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they went to Vegas and got married.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
That was quick.
Yeah, it was just so weird. It was just not my vibe, not my
Yeah.
romance vibe.
Yeah.
And it was a very clean romance, which is great if people like that, but clearly we don't.
Yeah. If you can't
Evident
tell
from
anything-
everything we've read thus far.
Yeah. Least favorite? Do we have to stick to romance?
No.
Okay, mine was The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I tried so hard to read it.
We warned your ass.
I know, you guys did. And I have another friend who liked it. So, yeah. So I was like, oh, well, you know.
She's
like,
gonna fucking hate us because I'm about to shit on another book she likes.
Oh,
next.
no. But, oh, wait. I think I know which one. Yeah, I really tried. It's like fucking 80 pages. Like
It's so short.
It's so short, but it just like
Dragged.
it dragged.
How?
And it made me feel icky. Like I felt icky feelings because of some of the content in the
This
books.
is one you've read, Joe?
Yeah. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I've read a couple things by Neil
3,
Gaiman
I
now.
think, right?
4. Because well, technically Sandman, but that's a graphic novel.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Neil Gaiman fan.
Really?
I don't want to shit on him because a lot of people really like him.
Yeah.
And he's like a really famous author. Mm-hmm. But I can't get into his writing.
Yeah.
He writes in, I don't know the exact words, but it's too heavy in metaphor and not enough description. It's a lot of like,
I see that.
try to figure out what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
And then Ocean at the End of the Lane, I was just like, what? This is weird. What's happening? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
Yeah. It was really weird, and it just made me feel icky, and I really couldn't get past the ickiness. Like, once I felt it, I was like, the whole book is just making me icky now. Like, I just couldn't do it. So, yeah.
I liked American Gods, though. That was a really good book.
Yeah, I have that one because that's the one that I mean, I'm disappointed that The Ocean at the End of the Lane is the first experience with Neil Gaiman that I had, but it was because it was super accessible, super short, and so I was like, okay, let me read it. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
Not for me.
Neverwhere, hated that.
I have that one, too.
Did not like it. That
said,
book
"Oh, no."
was full of examples of he would, like a name for something, he takes literal, like it's a literal thing in the world. So like
Oh, okay.
a street name is a thing that happens in the book in the secret world that exists. It sounds confusing, but it's just like taken to the literal extent of every word.
Yeah.
It's very annoying, and I hated it. And the main guy is just, he's a main character that just kind of fumbles through everything
Yeah.
while everybody else around him is actually doing stuff.
Oh.
And he's just like, do.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, you look forward to that guy.
Yeah.
All right, now, DNF.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to say DNF, but I a lot of the times, like, I have Libby, the app, and I'll, like, pick a book and I'll start listening to it, but if I'm not feeling it, I'll just return it. And I don't consider that a DNF if I'm
Yeah.
just kind of, like, feeling it out for... There was literally one book I listened to for, like, 15 minutes, and I was like, no, return. So I try to go through books that I, like, I read quite a fucking bit of them.
Yeah.
And DNF, which I had a few. I think the most notable was Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Because it's pretty popular.
Yeah.
And she's a pretty popular author. I don't know. I just thought it was boring.
Yeah.
So I stopped.
Yeah. I mean, I used to believe that DNFing, like, wasn't allowed. Mm-hmm. You know, like, if you're going to start it, just fucking finish it. Because you don't know that you don't like it if you didn't finish it, if you didn't read all of it. Mm-hmm. I do not feel that way now. I value my time more now.
Correct.
So,
And, like, I might... Like I said, I mean, maybe you're right. Like, maybe I would like it if I finished it.
I don't know,
Because
though.
I thought it was, like, a mystery. And maybe it is, but it didn't, however far I got, no fucking mystery to be had. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, if you're taking this long to get to the fucking juicy parts, I can't hang.
Mm-hmm.
It's too fucking, it's
long.
huge.
It's
It's
huge.
long as shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm done.
You had several DNFs this year, like intentional DNFs, though.
I can think of only one other one, which was like a nonfiction when I was going through my, but only through my Libby. Like, I was going through and, like, seeing what I returned. Mm-hmm. And there was one called In the Dream House by Carmen, I don't know, Carmen something. But I got fairly far into that, and I sent it back without finishing it. Can you think of others?
Yeah, you didn't finish Haunting Adeline.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haunting Adeline. That's a very, very popular dark romance novel.
Oh.
Joe.
That one's I don't think ever going to be spoken about on this podcast.
Some of them, like, you talked to me about them, and then, like, when you mentioned them, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember you talked about this. And I was like, that's a book that people like.
Love, Joe.
Yeah.
Like, it has an obscene rating. And, like, I don't get it. Because, you know, I was like, oh, we've never read a dark romance. We read
Fluffy shit.
fluffy, fucking schmutty stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me read this and see how it goes. Didn't go well, motherfuckers. Didn't go well. And I don't understand it. Like, anytime I ever get on Instagram or Facebook, like romance book
there.
pages, I see everyone fucking loves it.
Yeah.
It has a 4.02 rating.
Yeah.
Higher than any book we've talked about, I think.
That's insane.
And they love that main character.
Yeah.
The male main
I'm
character.
not even going to, like, talk about the contents of it.
You didn't even read it. I actually made you read one scene. I was like, this is what made me stop reading it.
Yeah.
Here's the one scene. And you were like, no.
Yeah, so that just won't be featured on this podcast.
Well, yeah, we didn't read it.
Yeah, no. And we probably, I will never read it.
Yeah.
And my friend Courtney at work was even like, oh, I've thought, and I was like, listen, I personally will not. Check your triggers. I'm not doing it. And she's like, really? And I was like, oh yeah, no, Bailey started it. I read one scene out of one little clip. No, I will not do it. And she was like, oh, yeah, I'll look into it. And I was like, please do.
Please do.
Because,
Very dark.
yeah.
I don't know. People love it's like a series.
Yeah.
It's fucking, I don't know. But yeah, I did not read that one. You're right. I forgot.
My DNFs, Legends and Lattes, which I mentioned briefly earlier.
Yeah.
And that one sucked because it was like a book club book. Mm-hmm. We had a book club that we tried to start up briefly again this year, and it just doesn't work out. Our other friend that we had in the book club is just a very, very, very busy person, and we are very, very busy people, and it just didn't work out this year. But that was one that I just, like, I could not care less about how it ended, and when I finally decided I could not care less, I just stopped reading it. I was like 80% of the way through.
Yeah, you were close.
And I was like, no, I'm not even going to waste my time trying to get through it. Because my, like, Libby thing had already, like, expired. Mm-hmm. So I had to wait, like, another week to, like, re-get it back.
You're like, nah, not
I was
worth
like,
it.
actually, no, I don't want it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another DNF that I have 2 in my folder, but I can't, Where the Crawdad Sings. I got halfway through that book, and I did not fucking understand it. Like, that book is another one that's raved about all over the place. It was made into a movie. Obviously, it had to be good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Reese Witherspoon read it and was like, let's do it. Like, no, I had no desire to finish that book. And then, and I put away audiobooks. Like, I got through half of the 3rd book of the Inheritance Cycle, the Aragon series. And I could not finish the audiobook because I just could not stand the guy who narrates it.
Yeah.
So
but you want to read them, though.
I think I'll read them physically, but so that doesn't count as a DNF, but that's like a reason why I will stop a book, because if the audiobook fucking sucks, like, I'll stop. Mm-hmm. But I think those are the only ones I've DNF'd this year. I had a pretty good reading year.
Obviously, 71. Do you remember what you did last year?
No.
I don't either. I don't remember mine either.
I want to say my goal was 50, and I think I read 60 something. But
It's way more this year.
I'm not sure.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for next year?
Allie Hazelwood's Bride, I'm really excited for.
That's what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm just excited to see her in a new genre.
Yeah. newish
genre.
Yeah.
Like a fantasy book from her. I'm really excited for. And
I read the synopsis, and I don't think it's a love triangle. But it's like a vampire marrying like a werewolf.
Oh.
So maybe she was team fucking Jacob.
The whole fucking time.
I'm just kidding. But I think that's what I'm most excited for. Like, there's quite a few authors that we like that are releasing stuff, but
Yeah.
I think I'm most excited for that.
Yeah.
Tessa Bailey's still fucking churning them out.
Yeah, Scarlett St. Clair is also finishing up a series of hers that I really, really enjoy. I think in March, her last book of the series is coming out. So I'm looking forward to that because I've been holding off reading them because I am like a series binger. So I'm looking forward to that one too. I forget what it's called, but Scarlett St. Clair's. The first one is The Touch of Darkness.
The Hades and Persephone?
So it's
That's literally what it's called. Oh, you're talking about the actual book that's coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like the series.
just the
I
book.
was like Hades and Persephone.
No.
And that's the book that we talked
That
about
was
last time, right?
Yeah. That if you remember me mentioning a book that I told a mom to do research on because I didn't want her 12-year-old reading it, it was A Touch of Darkness.
I feel like the name should suggest.
I mean, honestly,
No
yeah.
bueno. I'm just kidding.
Now I know.
Just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all. Next time. What are we reading? Wreck the Halls.
Oh, yes. This will
Bye.
be the end of our Tessa Bailey stint. I promise. I promise. Wreck the Halls. I have already started reading. Have you?
No,
The hold.
because I'm reading Iron Flame.
Oh, yeah. The hold on our Libby's were.
Astronomically long, so we didn't think we'd be able to do it.
We didn't. Yeah.
Well, we weren't.
No, we wouldn't have gotten it
Obviously.
done.
We weren't able to do it around Christmas, so we're doing it
Right after.
second week of January, I think.
Yeah, something
So,
like that.
Our next one.
And then every summer after, right?
And then every summer after at the end of
January.
January. So Caitlin's favorite book of
Yeah.
the year. When are we going to do mine? So yeah, that's all for today, I think.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.